Blessed love, this is Jah Lion King, you know. Praise God, but yeah, man, praise Jah Lion King, but give thanks to life, give thanks to health and strength, you know. Give thanks to positiveness, give thanks to consciousness, give thanks to righteousness, give thanks to love. Give thanks to the flathead, Jah, universal love, you know, one and all, you know. Give thanks to all good things and all abundance and all blessing. And then approaching a new year, you know. Praying for everyone to be more conscious, more righteous, more loving, caring, more sympathetic, loving each other, you know, and caring for each other, you know, because God is love and love is God, you know, so let us all love, you know. And remember, love is the key that opens all doors, no matter what race or nation. Love is the key that opens the door for only Mount Sinai. And whosoever enter in, ever live in life shall have, you know. So love is the key, you know. So peace and love to the world, you know, and blessing and prosperity and joy and happiness and goodness for the 2024 coming from Andrew Priest Jah Lion King. And if you want to contact I, 347-444-4460. Give thanks to life. Jah Rastafari, Holy Emmanuel and Selassie. Jah Rastafari, Holy King Emmanuel is saved and Jah Rastafari, heal the might, heal the strong, the might, I am the I am. Holy John, Marcus, Messiah, Gabi, I, Selassie, Jah Rastafari. Live it, but be able to live my Lord, we know people are Selassie, Jah, give thanks, and I the Lion, my Lord,
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanirrahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'een. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladina an'amta alayhim. Ghayr maghdubi alayhim wala dwalin. Alhamdulillah. Dr. Sonata Kamara, co-founder of Temple Mother Earth, sending love, peace, and abundance prayer to everyone around the world.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is Sheikh Sufi Ba. SheikhSufi@gmail.com, CHBIKHSUFI@gmail.com. Opening prayer for the greatest shaman that I know in the West, Brother Ankh, Rising Sun. A'udhu billahi bismillahi inna waliyullahu. A'udhu billahi bismillahi inna waliyullahu. A'udhu billahi bismillahi inna waliyullahu. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin al-Fatihi lima ulika wal-Katimi lima sabaka nasir al-Haqi bil-Haqi wal-Hadi ila siratika al-Mustaqim wa ala alihi haqqa qadrihi wal-Miqdarihi al-Azim.
Side effects that will kill you if you take it, and they have poisoned the technology against mankind. They have weaponized all these things against mankind. We call on your grace to free us from the sinister forces whose diabolical plan is to make this world the most hellish place. America, which was the light of the world, that was brought to the world, established in this world, to make every human being here ascendant, and then to have that spread throughout the world. Lord, we ask you to incarnate in this very planet, incarnate in mass, incarnate with sitters and ascended masters, with divine beings of every type, to bring in revolutions of meditation, revolution of mantra repetition, revolution of chanting, revolution of spreading love and light, revolutions of knowledge. Lord, we call upon you to empower us with our divine selves, so that we can rid the world of these very sinister forces whose aim is to do nothing but create this place to be a Sodom and Gomorrah. We already know that Earth is the most wicked planet in the universe. Let us turn it to be the light of the world, so that it is the greatest planet in the universe, so that we excel even what is happening in the great central sun. As a matter of fact, Lord, we ask all the beings from the great central sun to incarnate on the earth, to incarnate on the earth, to incarnate on the earth within us, so that we could do the work that I'm begging for now. Oh Lord, I ask this in the name of Swami Muktananda Paramahansa, Bhagavan Nityananda, Guru Maha Chivilasananda, beloved Saint Germain, Lord Jesus the Christ, Lord Buddha, Allah, and the great Sunat Kumar. Almighty I am, Almighty I am, Almighty I am.
Aboru aboye aboshishe alafia ubuntu. Assalamu alaikum, assalamu alaikum. Sanda om namah shivaya. I give you praise in the main shalom. Whatever your wonderful beliefs and your system of beliefs is, we give praise. But we give praise to the Olodumare, the Oloru, the Somole, the Agbamole, the Funfuni, Legi, Kuku, Tekunani, Samuju, what they room, Mojuba, Mudemo, Male, Mafon, Matibojo. We give praise to the God who is the owner of today, the owner of yesterday, and the owner of all days to come. He to whom the Rumole and Agbamole exist to know his laws and command, originating creator, all things discovered and yet to be discovered. We give praise to our grand, powerful ancestors, those wise ones who come, give us directions, light, love, and help us to be able to receive the benefit in our life. We ask that you be able to embrace the great divinity of Rumila, the one who is witness creation, second only to all the Mari, the owner of medicine, more powerful than men, the immense orbit that fought the day of death. He to who is the perfect in the house of wisdom. He is able to heal and to regenerate you creatures of ill luck and bring them perfectly back into homeostasis, understanding, light, and love, and helping you to embrace the love of the universe as we give praise to all the creatures of the universe, everything that moves and reverberates, and the vibration that moves in your life. Allow you to find goodness, allow you to find health and vitality, strength to move forward for the accomplishment of all the goals that you have set for you and your family. My name is Babalao Oluwole Abiyomi Fakunle Adetutu Ironkolo de Manyansa. My nickname is Babalao of Harlem. We send greetings to you today. As you at www.ifakunle.com, you can reach me and we will talk. Peace.
O Great Spirit, Great Mystery, sending a prayer of peace to this world, to all the humans, a prayer of peace to all of us. May we remember how to be good relations. May we remember how to be good brothers and sisters. Sending a prayer of love to the heart of the earth. Thank you, Mother, for loving us so much. Thank you for being so forgiving with us. Thank you for being so patient with us. May your light reach all the beings that are suffering right now. May your light, may your love reach their lives. May your light guide them in the right direction. May your love give them strength for them to keep walking, living, sending prayers to all of you, my family. May we always remember to be together, that we are all one big family, that all of us belong to this earth. Thank you, Mother. Hi, familia. My name is Osvaldo Pomaquiza. I come from Ecuador. And I want to invite you to sit with me. I serve a Grandfather Guachuma. My phone number is 201-981-4545. Feel free to text me, call me. And I also give you thanks for this space. Thank you so much. I love you.
They say the bottom of the pot's always the best, Brother Hank.
Coconut raw, God bless the cook, and the time it took. What you got here? What kind of soup you have here?
Today it's black beans, my brother.
Black beans.
Black beans. See that look?
My God.
You got the bottom of the pot, baby.
What's good about black beans,
Oh, man, anything black. You know what's good about it.
Oh!
We shouldn't be saying anything about anything black other than black.
Oh!
Other than black.
What else you got in here,
So
man?
we got some butternut squash. We got some red lentils to help thicken the broth.
Ooh.
We've got also in there the bell peppers, red bell peppers, green bell peppers, purple bell peppers, sweet potatoes, and we did it until it melted. Also the Rulo burro bananas, we did that too as well. And we're gonna dress this up for you with some baby bok choy.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make it look nice and enticing.
And what days are you here, Coconut Raw?
Today, this week, I think I'll be here all week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But soups, let's do it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm also put some sprouts in there for you too as well. I mean, come on.
Have mercy.
Gotta keep Brother Hank healthy.
Man, you gonna keep the neighborhood healthy, brother. All right. What's your contact info?
347-243-1678. I do things the old-fashioned way. No emails, none of that stuff. Just call me.
Yeah.
Let's have a conversation.
Yeah, right
You know
on.
what I mean?
Blessed be, brother.
Yes, my brother. I couldn't do this.
Family, I am here with a magical moment of young musicians. And this is Kim, Sister Kim, and she has a message about investing into the future musicians of our community. Sister Kim, tell us what you got here.
Hi, everyone. Kim, proud parent of children at the Big Apple Leadership Academy for the Arts. We teach HBCU high-stepping marching band to our kids from age 5 and up. It is a free after-school program, tuitionless, and it's open to all. Our kids are amazing. If you can, jump on our website. We're looking for support, donations. Our kids need new instruments so that they can high step on. Our website is www.balaa.org, BALAA.org. And I appreciate the time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And so, family, listen up close. We're talking about investing in the artists of tomorrow. By investing in them, if you have a little expendable change, to invest in the youth, the genius, this is the opportunity. And in this description on this video will be the details of sending your donation to PayPal or Zelle or Cash App.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So thank you for your support. Our children are the future.
Remember to subscribe, share, and like this video. And magnets, crystals, pyramids, and remember to journey to the bliss.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Putting out a call to the warrior in you, to the healer in you, the king, the queen, the magician, the lover in you. Every single day, we are called to walk in our purpose. Answer the call. Lay down your burden and anything that holds you back and take your rightful place. The battle is everywhere. It's right in your face. Let's go.
Test 1, 2, 3. Test. Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me now? Test 1, 2, 3. What about now? Can y'all hear me? Y'all, am I good? Y'all let me know if I'm good. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. So family, before we even start the show, come on and let us know what part of the world you listening from. We got, folks in here, saying Islam. I appreciate that. But behind Islam, say what city you're listening from, what state, what country, and where you're listening from. And thank you, Sister Kareen, for calling me up and saying, we can't hear you, because here I am talking to myself, Shukran, Habibi. Shukran. What did I want to say? Philly, we got Philly in the house. What part of the world y'all from? Represent Jedis, Moorish Jedis, Far Rockaway. Here we go. Now we talking. Come on now. Texas is in the house. Yeah, we got Moorish Jedis everywhere. All right. Let us know. Staten Island, I think that's, or is that she's just saying C? I don't know. C? That means yes? Okay. All right. That's cool. But yeah, text it and I'll post it, man. I'll post your comment as far as where you're listening from. We got California in the house. All right. Thank you, California. Anton. Oh, what I was saying, I don't know if y'all heard me before. I was doing an experiment with my stool, and next thing I knew, I was on the ground. Glasses flew off. I was flying to the earth. We got to work on anti-gravity, Moors. We got to get the anti-gravity. I had a post. I want to share this because the scientist in me says we got to talk about this. The more advanced we become with technology, and right now we're in the Stone Age, family, the more magical it will seem. And I had a good brother with sincere intention saying magic is haram. Now, as a research scientist using the latest technology, imagine if we would go back in time to say at the time that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was walking the earth, and we came down on a jet and pulled out a cell phone. Would that be considered magical to the population? Or would they say, hey, Habibi, I know what that is. That's a cell phone from 500 years in the future. Or would they say, oh, that's haram if you came down on a jet? Or with the technology that the leaders of this prison planet chicken farm, they have teleportation. All right, they got teleportation technology like in Star Trek. So would someone from several hundred years ago consider someone beaming down off a starship, would that be considered science to them? Or would that be considered magic? Or, as a brother said, is magic considered haram? Because if you look at your cell phone, that's crystal technology. And there's some Christians out here that says, crystal technology, crystals, that's evil. But crystal and Christian is from Exodus 28, wearing the breastplate of Aaron. I know because I make those for people. And those who are waiting for theirs, thank you for your patience. But we're always trying to upgrade. So without further ado, we're going to bring on our brother, Dr. Abdullah Bey. Yeah, I said it. I said he's Dr. Abdullah Bey, and I'm decreeing that going into 2024. As I am decreeing, I am in me, I am in Dr. Abdullah Bey, I am in you, the listening audience, now and in the future. We are the I am flaming Jedis who will make the difference with our crystals, with our chants, with our nuke poo nuke throughout the land. We are Ubuntu. There's no me without you. There's no you without we. So with that being said, we thank the presence of ascended master ancestors, Saint Germain, gatekeeper of Northern California, Mount Shasta, into the hollow earth where we would live 1,500 years instead of this measly, minuscule 60 to 80 years, 90 at max. We would stay in our 20s for hundreds of years, like Noah did, like Adam did. And then somebody played with our DNA and made us short lived. By the time we figure out this checkerboard game of life, we already got one foot in the grave for those diabolical entities that miseducated masses call lords and gods and all that. Nah, this is a DNA zoo, family, that we are living on, and it's time for us to activate our divinity and realize, marvel not at the things I do, for ye shall do these and more, because I return unto the Father. So whenever you see advanced technology, family, you may not understand, like flying saucers, is that magical? Is that haram? Or is that science? And if you know how to activate and increase cell voltage so that someday, in some way, your grandma might drink a cup of water and wake up and look like she's 20 again, is that science? Is that magic? Or is that haram? If we figure out the ancient techniques from Arabian Nights to figure levitation, is that magic? Is that science? Is that haram? Or is it fruit of the gods that we have invoked our Islam, our self-lord and master, Allah, arm, leg, arm, head, and we realize we don't have to be earthbound and slaves to gravity. We can now fly through the air with the wind in our hair. I believe you, me, we are the scientists of the future. We are the Jedis, masters of the four elements through our heart and through our I am, Nuke Poo Nuke, our own. We even got Ghana in the house. Thank you, Eon El Tempo. All right. So I also call upon our big uncle, Sheikh Amadou Bamba. He's at the wall. He's on my wall right now. Look, watching Sheikh Ibrahim. I call upon the latest Christ born in the Congo to put his hands on Dr. Abdullah Bey's shoulders and our shoulders. Simeon Toko. We call upon our brother, Archangel Michael, to protect all our family, friends, and loved ones. I call upon Angel of Knowledge and Enlightenment, Archangel Uriel. Angel of Strength, Archangel Gabriel. Angel of Healing, Archangel Raphael. And may we benefit from our brother Abdullah Bey. And we're going to pull him up here right now and welcome him. The Buddhas. We welcome the Buddhas here. We welcome the Krishnas here. The Lady Buddhas. We welcome Harriet Tubman, Mary McLeod Bethune, my distant cousin, Nat Turner, John Brown. We call on Crazy Horse, Sitting Bull, Chief Geronimo. We call on our brothers from Africa, Zulu, Frito Boutois. Stabilize, brother. Stabilize. You can't be dancing all in the streets. You know, he in Philly, man. I don't know. I think they be messing with
what?
water.
I was in the house in the basement part, and then it was just freezing, and I decided to come outside. So is it better now?
Yo, you looking good. Now hold still, so folks, because we got water in the background, and you look like you spinning in a circle, but you looking good, Doc. So I'm going to back out, family. I'm going to back out, and Doc has the platform, and be magical, family. And let me know in the chat if y'all would like to have a New Year's Eve celebration at Nicholas Bookstore. And those of you who are interested after seeing those testimonies of the magnetic discs and the benefits as far as magnetizing your spine and mind, you could text me. I'm making them, and I'll have them available at Moorish discount prices. Shukran. Inshallah. Brother, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Because I'm out of here.
All right.
See ya.
Peace, everyone. Peace, everyone. Thank you for joining me tonight on happy birth of the Sunday. Happy birth of the Sunday, and people throughout the world call it Christmas. Now, we did talk about this last week, and I want to give you some. We did talk about this last week, and I want to give you some more insight. I'm going to give you some more insight. There's certain points that I did not bring up because I wanted to save certain information, for this week and also for next week. So we talked in reviewing some points of review for last week. This is my third presentation. The first one was done 2 weeks ago on this platform. 2 weeks ago on this platform. And so you go on this YouTube page and you'll see both presentations, the one I did 2 weeks ago and last week. So in reviewing some of the points that I raised last week, I mentioned that Christmas is the birth of the sun. And I directed the audience to go to the sunrise sunset charts. So that you can see that is the point where the days begin to lengthen. We celebrated on December 21st is where the sun rose lowest point in the sky. So this is the lowest point where the sun rose in the sky. That is the winter solstice. That was on December 21st. So what I aim to do is to demystify the holidays. Return to our ancestral thought. So you will hear me refer to ancestral thought a lot, and I'm going to give you the common understanding, not talk over your head. So I want you to have the sunrise and sunset charts under your belt. And on December 22nd, you'll see that that's when the days begin to get longer by the few seconds. So that is the birth of the sun, which means that the days begin to get longer. So we talked about these points. I'm going to also tie these points into Masonic order. And I mentioned that the Europeans are culture bandits. They have taken our science and used it to commercialize it. So let's look at that. I'm gonna go right to, you have what is known as the two pillars of Boaz and Joachim, known in Masonic orders, and also known in Masonic orders, and also known in the Bible as Boaz and Joachim, Solomon's temple. The porch of Solomon's temple are the two pillars of Boaz and Joachim. Now those what they mark is the point of the winter solstice and the summer solstice. Those points where the sun is at its lowest point of declination in the northern hemisphere, known as the winter solstice, is December 21st, and the sun at its highest point of elevation, known as the summer solstice. This is ancient knowledge. So you have sunstone circles. So to create a sunstone circle, you take a high place and you place a stick or rod, and you tie a rope to it. So that stick and rod in masonry is known as the point within the circle. And so you have what's known as the point within the circle, and then there's also a reference where you have the point within the circle and two parallel lines. And the two parallel lines mark the winter solstice and summer solstice. At the porch, once again, of Solomon's temple are the pillars of Boaz and Joachim. So we're going to go there. Let's look at what occurred early this morning. What occurred at sunrise. I'm going to backtrack to the heliacal rising, or the rising of Orion's belt, and at around November 24th, you have Orion is actually in a horizontal position, and that is also known as the Jed pillar, DJED, the Jed pillar. And so Orion begins to become, so On December 24th, Orion is vertical and is aligned with the rising sun on December 25th. So aligns with the rising sun, as well as Sirius, the dog star. So the star at the top of the Christmas tree is Sirius. So there is an alignment of the Orion aligning with the rising sun, and also Sirius, the dog star. That is once again the star on the Christmas tree. So this is also known as Saturnalia. Why is it known as Saturnalia? And because people refer to a Saturnalia as some evil, satanic worship holiday. Well, Saturnalia, and the word Saturn comes from the word Satan. The word Satan comes from the word Saturn. So the Saturnalia is where on December 21st, the summer solstice sun rolls in Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. That's why it's known as Saturnalia. Now, this is not always the case. 2,000 years ago, the summer solstice sun rose in Aquarius. How did that happen? Why hasn't it always been Capricorn? You had what is known as the precession of the equinoxes. Every 2,552 years, the vernal equinox moves 30 degrees in retrogression. So it moved it was Aquarius, then it went to Capricorn. So we talk about retrogression. So you go backwards. You go look at the zodiac. You look at the zodiac chart, and you move backwards. So it was Aquarius, then Capricorn. Now the summer solstice sun didn't always rise in Cancer. 2,000 years ago, the summer solstice sun rose in Leo. So I mentioned last week about the Lion of Judah. So the concept of the Lion of Judah as a point of review is that the sun is in Leo, and that was 2,000 years ago. So this concept of what Christmas is, it is the birth of the sun. So we did. So this is some reviews, and continue to expand your knowledge base. I trust that there are some of my brothers and sisters, particularly brothers who are in the Masonic order and who are familiar with the name Boaz and Joachim, but are not familiar, don't have the knowledge of their astronomical origin and meaning. So this concept is very important. So why has this been distorted, you would ask me? It's just basic astronomy, Abdullah. You're talking about, timekeeping and measurement, knowing when to plant, knowing when to harvest. Why is this so secretive? Why did the Europeans distort, this science? I can tell you why. For control. So to control our food source, to control the people who were planting, having the knowledge of planting, knowing when to plant, knowing when to harvest, knowing how to tracking the path of the sun for timekeeping. So if you want to control a people and then get them to off of being able to plant and harvest their own food, you have to get them suppress this knowledge. So what happened? January, there was a royal decree in the 1700s. that decreed that the new year would now be January 1st, as opposed to March 21st. I once thought that March 21st was the birth of the sun. I thought it was March 21st was the resurrection of the sun. March 21st is not the resurrection of the sun. The day is the resurrection of the sun. Why? Because that's the day that, once again, December 21st, where the sun died, when there's this lowest point of elevation rising the lowest point in the sky. It hovers for 3 days. So making that transitional point from its furthest southerly point. So then you begin to see, going back to the sunrise sunset charts, the days begin to lengthen incrementally. So it's about a few seconds. So you're looking at, if you chart it every 7 days, you'll see about a 12-minute increase in the day. And that will continue to increase throughout January, throughout February, throughout March 21st, where you have about equal day, equal night, about 12 hours and some change of sunlight and 11 hours some change of daylight. So the resurrection, what occurs on March 21st is where the sun is on the equator. The sun leaves the tropic of Capricorn, crosses the equator at the vernal equinox, and enters the tropic of Cancer. That is not the resurrection of the sun. The sun had begun to resurrect during this time period where the sun begins to resurrect and the days begin to lengthen. So by the time we're in March 21st, you're already at the full strength of the sun, where you have about 12 hours and some change of daylight. That is not the resurrection of the sun. I just want you to walk with me astronomically. And that's what I had to do. I had to analyze once I understood the astronomy. And I'm providing that information to you and guiding you to do your own research. But you have to have proper concepts, a proper way of looking at this. And so when you have a proper way of looking at this from a scientific and mathematical perspective, not from a worshiping. So I asked us to in order to create sunstone circles, you have to have that knowledge of charting the path of the sun. So you have once again, creating the sunstone circle, you place the point within the circle, or known in Masonic orders, a rod or a long stick, and you tie a rope, and you was called circumambulation. Circumambulation, circle means around, mabulation, as in the word ambulance. Ambulance means walk. So the root word for ambulance and circumambulation is walk. So walk around. So when doing a circumambulation of tying a rope to the pole, so now you're charting, you're marking. So that the pole is so that the sun can cast a shadow. So you just do it at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then an hour later it's going to cast a shadow in another position, and you mark that 7 o'clock. You mark it at 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and there is the origin of your clock. And this knowledge of understanding the origin of the clock, but then you have that point, but you also have the markers where you're marking for the sunrise of the winter solstice sun and the sunset of the winter solstice sun. You mark that. You mark the sunrise of the summer solstice sun and the sunset of the summer solstice sun. In Philadelphia, now tying this in, I'm going to tie all these in. William Penn, the top of City Hall is a statue of William Penn. That is an observatory. William Penn faces northeast. His back is faces northwest. Why William Penn is facing northeast? Because it marks the rise of the summer solstice sun. The summer solstice sun rises in the northeast, not in the east. The summer solstice sun rises in the northeast. So what occurs in Masonic circles is a certain points I didn't say last week because I have to, I can't say everything in one presentation. I got to save some information. In Masonic orders, you have what's known as St. John's Day. St. John's Day, St. John the Baptist is celebrated throughout in most parts of Europe and other parts of the world. St. John's Day is celebrated on June 24th, which is 3 days after the summer solstice. So there's a ceremony that occurs. You have the cornerstone. So the cornerstone is placed on a tripod. They have our aprons, and they have the white gloves and the top hat. They do it up, and so they go through this ceremony of laying the cornerstone in the northeast. So it's just not laying the cornerstone. Where is it laid? Where is it set? In the northeast. So that is giving recognition to the summer solstice sun. A lot of the brothers do not know this. They know the ceremony, but they don't know the science behind the ceremony. So therefore, there's no power in that. It's just a mere ceremony to them. So I trust that this moves from a just mere ceremony to an appreciation of our ancestral thought. And our ancestors' thought is not worshiping. What appears to be worshiping is honor. It's not blind worshiping. Let me be quiet. It's giving honor. Ceremonies. You have harvest ceremonies. You have the gift giving. The gift giving. So the practice of gift giving is our culture. That is not worshiping blind worship. It is understanding our connection with nature. So that's our ancestors' thought of knowing that we have a divine connection with nature. So it's giving that understanding. So when the knowledge is suppressed and the ceremonies are practiced without the knowledge, it is viewed as worshiping. But we do the same thing, do the same practicing, do the same dancing, but with the knowledge now. See? So the rituals were maintained. The celebrations are maintained, but without the knowledge. So I don't want us to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I mentioned last week Barry Shingle's book, African people's holidays, African European holidays, African people's mental genocide. That's a distorted title because they're not European holidays. What's mental genocide is suppressing what I'm presenting, suppressing the astronomical knowledge. So when if you have the astronomical knowledge, and so when you hear the stories, they make sense. So we won't readily reject it. We're rejecting them because we don't have the astronomical knowledge. Well, here's Saturnalia. Ooh, Saturnalia. Oh yeah. Well, on December 21st, the winter sun rises in Cancer, The winter solstice sun, I just had a call come in, so can I still be heard? The winter solstice sun rises in Cancer. Well, the winter solstice sun rises in Capricorn. Well, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. And you will go there. You go, oh, Saturnalia. I see the word Saturn in Saturnalia. Oh, I see. You see how that works? But if you don't have the astronomical knowledge, and they'll tell you, oh, Saturnalia is a day of whoring, and that's an evil, it's evil, and you'll buy it because you don't have the foundation. And this is why I'm here. This is why Brother Hank has this platform, Moorish Mondays, so that I can provide clarity, give you proper direction and guidance with information, so that we can restore our ancestors' thought. We can tap into our ancestors' thought. So it's important that we, and how I'm presenting it. So let's look at the checkerboard floor. Now, the checkerboard floor, you have once again, Solomon's temple, the two pillars that's at the porch in front of Solomon's temple, which marks the Boaz and Joachim, which marks the winter solstice sun and the summer solstice sun. You see that in Stonehenge. You see the markings. So you see that in Stonehenge, New Grange, and other stone circles throughout the world. So the checkerboard floor is the dark part, is the shadow. The shadow. So they placed in Masonic orders, you have the checkerboard, black and white checkerboard floor. And in the center of the black and white checkerboard floor is a altar. And you have your three candlesticks. So this knowledge. So once again, there is the symbolism there that's preserving this ancient knowledge, that's preserving our ancestors' thought. So it's very important, so that we don't reject it. We'll say masonry. Masonry is evil. So I'm tying that portion so that we get clear. I also want anyone, as I continue, to type in some questions. Type in some questions for me. So you can type your questions in as I'll continue. So in Three Kings Day, and this viewing the point of Three Kings Day, the Three Kings Day are the 3 points of Orion's belt. So the three kings, the story of the three kings, going to see Jesus. So the three kings, as I mentioned before, there's three kings going to see Jesus on December 24th. And this morning you see the Orion's belt is aligned with the rising sun. So that is the three kings going to see Jesus. Orion's belt, the three pole stars of Orion's belt align with the rising sun. And you have the Sirius, the dog star, that's also aligned. So that's the three kings day. Jesus is the actual sun, S-U-N, aligned, and the star at the top of the Christmas tree, Sirius, the dog star, All right, so let me continue. Next week, next Monday is January 1st. January 1st is not the new year of anyone on this planet. It's not the new year, but it is close to the birth of the sun. So 6 days prior, which is today, there is a newness, a renewal of the sun, a renewal of life, or now the days after the sun moving from its lowest point of declination, now the days begin to get lengthen and get longer. So there is new there. There's a rebirth that takes place, but it's not January 1st. There's a new cycle. Today begins the new cycle. The days begins the new cycle, meaning that the days begin to get longer. But so what occurs on January 1st? Why January 1st? Why this move from March 21st? And those who continue to celebrate March 21st, the agricultural, mathematical, astronomical New Year, which is the vernal equinox, where the sun crosses the point where the sun crosses the equator, leaving the Tropic of Capricorn, enters the Tropic of Cancer. Why this royal decree in 1752? Why for the force of getting people to stop acknowledging and working and planting according to the mathematical, astronomical, agricultural New Year, and then making fun of people who continue to do that, and they now call it April Fool's Day. April Fool's Day. It's not a good day. So one day that I don't practice, one day that I don't acknowledge as a holiday is April 1st. April 1st is the criticism day. April 1st is to make fun of those who continue to practice and continue to maintain the astronomical mathematical New Year, March 21st. So I don't give that. I understand what April 1st is. That April 1st needs to be rid of. The other days are fine, but not April 1st. Because you're making mockery. And we're just doing it because, it's been passed down and, April Fool's Day, April Fool's Day. All right? No, ain't no April Fool's anything. So we don't know. Let me put my glasses on so I can see any questions. Any questions? So I'll continue. So January 1st, Sirius on December 31st, on December 1st, Sirius rises at 10 p.m. Sirius rises at 10 p.m. on December 1st. It's going to rise 2 hours later. A month later, it's going to rise 2 hours later. That's 12 midnight. So it rises 2 hours later, 12 midnight, and that'll be in 6 days. It's going to but at this point on January 1st, it's going to rise at the highest point in the sky, and so therefore it can be seen in most parts of the world. So Sirius can be seen in most parts of the world because it is at its midheaven or highest point in the sky. But it's not the new year. It's not the helical rising of Sirius. It's the midpoint of Sirius. Sirius rises on July 4th. is at the midpoint of Sirius. So Sirius is at the midpoint, and that is important because it can be seen in most parts of the world because it's so high in the sky. But it being there's nothing new though. It's not the rising of Sirius though. It's not the rebirth of the sun. So therefore that needs to be understood. So when that ball drops in 5 days or 6 days, 5.5 days, or it'll be actually 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They'll say Happy New Year. And that's Sirius, the dog star. That's Sirius in the midheaven. But it's not a new year. It's not a mathematical, astronomical, agricultural new year. And we talked about the rebirth being today. The new, you're looking at March 21st, is at where the sun crosses the point where the sun crosses the equator. So that is where that phenomenon occurs, where the sun crosses the equator. But January 1st, the sun Sirius is at the highest point of the sky. So I just want you to have this astronomical knowledge of what's occurring. So therefore we begin to tap back in to our ancestors' thought. In order for us to reclaim the power, we have to tap back into our ancestors' thought. It has to be both with knowledge of history, civics, and knowledge of our ancient culture, of sound, of nature, of geometry. I mean, that the knowledge of geometry, that geometry being used as the code to unlock the secrets of the unseen world. So when you see a shape, you see a leaf, the human body, human form of the human body, when you see a seashell, when you see a plant, it doesn't begin with the geometric shape, doesn't begin with the seed. That's not the origin. The seed is not the origin for that geometric shape of of plant or tree. It's the unseen world. In the unseen world or invisible world, it's sped up, moves so fast as if it's motionless. When it comes to this plane, it slows down. So it tends to take shape. All right, speed it up. Shapeless, motionless, appears. Slow it down. Take shape. So our ancestors had this knowledge. So that's where the compass and square and the G in the middle. The G in the middle, the letter G, is for geometry. So this are going once again, restoring our ancestors' thought. Any questions so far? Any questions before I continue? I'm looking for questions. All right, I'll continue. The Christmas tree, you have what's known as the Axis Mundi, the world's tree. So the Axis Mundi, the Christmas tree, and we talked about the star, which is actually Sirius, the dog star. So this is our ancestors' thought and our being tied, our natural tie with nature and our natural tie that we have among each other. So you have the oneness, the one thought, the collective consciousness. So you have to get us away from our ancestors' thought, get us away from that collective consciousness with this false concept of multiculture. I'm not for multiculture. Multi means many. There's only one culture. So that is the term multiculture is a war term of divide and conquer. So it splits the collective consciousness so we don't see the oneness. We are conditioned to see, we're conditioned to different. I mean, the difference is not there, it's the oneness. But because it's been distorted, it's the distorted view with, these glasses. They dirty our lenses. They dirty our lenses, so we put, the lenses on. We put the distorted, corrupted lenses on. So we got to remove the corrupted indoctrination, distorted lenses. And once you remove the distorted lenses, you begin to see that the oneness is already there. The one thought, it's there. And so this is where I talked about 2 weeks ago, dealing with the science of words. I gave the etymology of 25 words. Once again, on this platform, you'll see that was done 2 weeks ago. 25 words: sin, Jesus, consider, disaster, desire, Mary. I think I gave John, the Friday the 13th, and I gave some detailed explanations. And so it's with 25, 26 words that I actually broke down the word month, the word ministration, and which means moon. Month means moon. So I think I did a very good job in explaining our ancestors' thought through the true meanings of words. So that really set the tone, and that is what something that this was a lesson that Brother Hank wanted me to do, to set the tone, because the words, the true meaning of words will restore, because in the true meanings of words are our ancestors' thought. I mentioned this quote on the first week as well as last week by Philip K. Dick. The basic tool for the manipulation of reality is the manipulation of words. Those who control the meaning of words control the people who use them. Once again, the basic tool for the manipulation of reality is the manipulation of words. Those who control the meaning of words control the people who must use them. So that is a very profound, and I want y'all to analyze, and in fact, I'll say that statement at the beginning and end of every show. That I'll make that a hard mark on, so that it can really sink in. Because I know if I say it once, it's not going to sink in. Twice, it's not going to sink in. It's something that I have to say weekly, at the beginning and end, and I'll probably say it during the course of my presentations, so that it can really sink in, and not so much our parroting it, but truly analyzing it. The basic tool for the manipulation of reality is the manipulation of words. So how is the reality being manipulated through the manipulation of words? Those who control the meaning of words control the people who must use them. So that is a tool in which, so language being a tool, or the distortion of language being a tool for the controlling of the masses. So it's being used as a weapon against us. You have what is a term known as linguistic genocide, and that is used in the United Nations that dealing with human rights. Linguistic genocide. So they have practiced, the colonists, the Spaniards, the French, the English, the Dutch, the Portuguese, and they're the custodials of them all, the United States, which is continuation of colonization on our Moorish land, have practiced and implemented linguistic genocide. So they've used even our own science and our words, but they've given us, once again, distorted lenses. So we got to remove the distorted lenses, remove the deception. So, any questions? No, there were questions last week. So, continuing with this understanding, next week will continue with January 1st, but I've actually gone. I mentioned it last week and this week, so we'll do a review. So the first 15-20 minutes, I'll do a review from some points that I mentioned on the first, and then last week, and then I mentioned today, and then I'll continue with a new lesson. So once again, go look at these lessons, share them, hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. And I want to thank once again Brother Hank for this platform. Like the videos as well as the other videos. Hank has had some wonderful guests on these platforms over the years. So I want to again thank Hank for Moorish Monday.
You sound like you ready to break out, bro.
With this.
You breaking out?
No, I'm not breaking out.
My sister sent you a platter.
Yes. So I know I have a few minutes, brother. I'm good.
Yeah, okay, cool. Just give me the cue. I'm in the background.
All right, no problem. I got a few minutes.
In front of the door, Steve.
So, yeah. So continuing here, so I'll take the few minutes. Please if you have any questions, type your questions in. We did have some very good questions last week. So I have 6 minutes. I'd like for you to type some questions in. Points that you may not understand, points that you want me to expand on or clarify regarding today, Christmas. No one else? No one? All right, so there's clarifying the misconceptions about today. So let's look. Today is Jesus' birthday. Jesus is the actual son. The name Jesus, the etymology. If you have the Canaanite form, the Babylonian form, the IE, the IA, the IO, the IU, and the IO. So those going from the Babylonian, the Canaanite, the Egyptian,
I'm talking to him on the phone. So.
and the Phoenician. The IO is the Phoenician form. The IE. So you have your IE, and from your IEO, your IEOS, your IEOSOS, your IEOS US. So the US is the Latin masculine determinant ending. The OS is the Greek masculine determinant ending. So you move from the IE OS US to the IEO US to the JES US. So the stories are aligned with the astronomy. Jesus dying on the cross, and the Jesus dying on the cross occurred 4 days ago, which is December 21st. The December 21st, which is the winter solstice, is Jesus dying on the cross. I recall being several years ago, I was at a winter solstice celebration party, and I was disappointed. I really was, because I had this knowledge then. So I'm expecting those who were at the party to be where I am. And it was just a worshiping thing. It was just worshiping, doing a meditation. But no, I didn't hear any astronomical knowledge of it though. Like we don't want that though. Like we sing the winter solstice, but you are not displaying you have knowledge of what the winter solstice actually is. I mean, we don't want to just take winter solstice and then you just doing I'm with the libation, I'm with the meditation, I'm with all that. So hear me out. I'm with doing all that. In addition to the astronomical knowledge, so it can be sustainable. Because we had the astronomical knowledge and we did the pouring and libation. Yes, we did that, absolutely, but with the knowledge of the astronomical knowledge. Like we don't want to pass down just mere, by pouring libation absence. We want to also pass down the astronomical knowledge. So I want to be very clear, because I don't want people to say that I'm criticizing my libation and the meditation. I'm not. I am down with that. But I know that if we don't have the astronomical knowledge, the science, and Brother Hank really did as he introduced me, he explained, he did a great job in explaining the importance of the science, the knowledge of the science. So thank you again. I have my Masonic Compass Square and the Connection to Measurement and Timekeeping book on, you see across the screen, mooresandmasonry.org, my etymology and vocabulary. So if you want more information about the astronomical meanings of what they call Masonic symbols, go to mooresandmasonry.org. You see across the screen, and you'll get my Masonic Compass Square and a Connection to Measurement and Timekeeping book. If you want history, go Moors and Masonry Part 1, Moors and Masonry Part 2, etymology vocabulary, Summit U1. Also have the Illuminati and Illumination of the Mind to get the true understanding and application of the word Illuminati, all right, and how they dealing with the activation of the higher brain senses. All right. So you have the higher how her Venus and Moon rule. All right. And I talked about.
I got the 20.
I'm being the one. You keep it open.
Help me to front the door.
All right. So thank you again, Brother Hank. So once again, go to Moore's and keep it open.
They locked. Somebody locked it.
I've been out here the whole time because I had my reception.
My daughter. Look.
All right. So yes.
All right. Thank you. All right. Thanks, Doc. See you next Monday.
See you next Monday. All right. Peace.
You got to go over here. You got to go over here to the key.